Hello everyone, welcome to EduCanteen. Today we have with us Bishal Deb, and Bishal is joining with us from London. And today's session is mainly for the students from Assam and all the mathematics lover. So let's jump into the session. So firstly, Bishal, welcome to our show.
Yeah, thank you, Shubhajit, for inviting me. It's wonderful. Yeah, and this is great work you are doing. So yeah, thanks a lot for inviting. I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to this conversation. Yeah.
Okay. So to start the conversation, like first, can you please give a overview of your career, so your career journey starting from Dick Boy to right now you're in University College of London. So your
Right,
journey, just share your journey with us.
right. So I grew up in a town called Digboy in Assam, and those of you who maybe your geography is strong, you may know that Digboy was the first place where oil was found and was one of the only oil refineries for a very long time in India. So I come from Digboy and I grew up there and went to school there in till like class 10, and then 11 and 12 I moved to another nearby much bigger town, Dibrugarh. And I did my 11 and 12 in Dibrugarh, and then after that I wrote entrances and got into Chennai Mathematical Institute. Joined in 2014, and from 2014 to 17 I did my bachelor's in masters in mathematics and computer science. Then I joined my master's in computer science at CMI in 2017. And then after finishing my first year of master's at CMI, I got an opportunity to, I left CMI, and there was an M2 program in University Paris-Est. And so
Okay.
I went to Paris, and there was a second year of master's program there. And I got a second year of master's degree at University Paris-Est. So that was 2018-19 academic year. And then after that, I moved to London, and currently I am doing a PhD at Department of Mathematics at University College London. I started in 2019, and I hope to graduate in 2023. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Okay, great. Now, Vishal, I want to know from you, like, suppose I am a student I am reading in class 12, and I am, let's say, in Assam or any part of India, and I have a passion of love. I have a love about mathematics, and I want to pursue my career. So in maths, so what are the good opportunities? Up to pursue my career in maths, and out of that, let's say for ISI CMI, and why CMI is the one of the best college in for mathematics in India.
Right. So your question has two parts, right? So let me answer one after another. So if you are interested in mathematics, and for different people, it's okay if you figure it out at class 8. It's okay if you figure it out at class 12. It's okay if you figure it out after finishing your maybe bachelor's in a totally different field. Oh, okay, I want to move to mathematics because I enjoy doing mathematics. So whenever you figure out, there are lots of different possibilities and lots of options. So if you're in I won't say like 12 particularly, but at the end of your high school, higher secondary, you sort of figure out that you have an interest for math. So there are several options in India where you can get a very good degree in mathematics. So some of the places you mentioned, like Chennai Mathematical Institute, Indian Statistical Institute. There are the ISERs, Indian Institute of Science and Educational Research, where you can get. So anyway, so a lot of these places have their entrance exams. And so what I would do is then I did was so actually what I did was I came to know about Olympiads, math Olympiads, and I started preparing for math Olympiads, and that helped me towards my preparation for entrances. So a lot of people do not know about the entrance, that there are these institutes where you can learn mathematics, and more people know about engineering colleges and medical colleges, but not many people know about basic sciences. And
Yeah.
so I since I was involved with I was participating in Olympiads in Assam, I came to know about these institutes, and so in my preparation, that really helped me to. So one thing I would say is, there are a lot of interesting ways of getting into mathematics, more than your curriculum. So one of the ways is trying out Olympiad problems, and then after that, you also get to know, there are, I mean, do go to the internet. These days there are a lot of resources.
Right.
Figure out what are the places, and maybe prepare for those entrance exams. Past year question papers are available. Do the practice, learn some interesting math along the way, and so there are a lot of different places you can uh, be at. Yeah, and now your second question, what is it, you know why is CMI a good place to be in? uh, so that is interesting, right? Because well, okay, these are my personal views, and I have not been to a lot of other institutes, and so but let me tell you how I feel. In CMI, there are a lot of things during my stay, 4-year stay, that I really enjoyed. You get to you so a lot. I mean, everybody who's coming there is very much interested in what they do, and
Yeah.
and and also not just what they do, but whatever they do, often not just mathematics but other things that they are also doing. They are really passionate about those things. There's that craze which is there. So you are learning from, not just within the classrooms, not just in the lectures, which are, by the way, taught by some of the best mathematicians and computer scientists and physicists of the country, but you're also learning outside the classroom in conversations with your friends. I learned a lot from my friends, just uh, hanging out after class or
Right.
after dinner at 2 a.m. or at 3 a.m. So I learned a lot from them. So there is this atmosphere there, which I think very few places in the world have. I mean, not just in India, but very few places in the world have. There are these discussion areas. So CMI campus is a very small campus. I haven't been to ISI, by the way, so I don't know how it is. And I'm sure, it must be great. But in CMI, it's a small campus, and then there are these discussion areas where anybody passing, anybody who's walking around the campus, it's open to everyone. These are located in places. The architecture, it's made in a way that it's visible, everybody can see. It's to facilitate open discussion, and I mean, it's not there are blackboards and chalks and comfortable sofas, and people can just go there any time of the day and discuss. It need not be math. Sometimes people are discussing how trying to explain a movie to their friends. At any time of the day, you will find people discussing, and the discussions are very deep. I mean, even when it comes to subjects like movies, and uh, maybe you're watching something on maybe anime or music.
Yeah.
It's very deep intellectual discussions that's going on, and so uh, this curiosity which people there have, and that is one of the things which I feel is very special about CMI. Everybody there is like, everyone there is really passionate about not just what they do, but whatever they do. That is what I feel. I don't know if this completely answers your questions, but
Great.
yeah, I hope it does. But
Mhm.
also, yeah, I mean, maybe some other things maybe I should mention. I mean, certainly the CMI has a very good library, which
Yeah.
is open 23/7, not 24/7, 1 hour for maintenance.
Yeah.
Uh, there are, you can talk to, I mean, right from my first year, I was able to go and sit in classes which were meant for, I mean, PhD students were attending. And so there is no restriction on, okay, they may restrict on, ask you not to take certain courses, and you may be allowed to take certain courses, but you can sometimes go according to your own pace, and you are free to, I mean, some of my friends who were really good, they were meeting people right from their first years, like who are much senior to them, who are maybe PhD students or master students, and having discussions and going to the same classes. And there is this flexibility in coursework that you take at CMI. So you have compulsory courses till uh, the first 1.5 years, but after that it's really flexible. And even within the first year, you can go and sit in other courses, if you want to do that, you need not, I mean, you probably are not allowed to like take them for credit now, but you can go and sit in any lecture. And the seminars, a large number of seminars happen. This is again something about CMI which I really like. So every week there are several seminars happening. I mean, I was as an enthusiastic, probably foolish undergrad. Just on my first day of entering college, I went and sat in a seminar. I understood nothing, but I kept doing it.
Yeah.
And so there's that. There's a large number of seminars happening. A lot of people uh, of national and international expertise who are visiting CMI, and you can meet them. It's not very difficult to come across those people and make those contacts, and you can meet them. You can go to a lot of seminars. There is no restriction. Anybody can go to those seminars. Like it's not like only professors go to the seminars or PhD students, right? Like undergrads also can go, and as I did, and can go to those seminars. And that was one of the other things. There, I mean, since it's a very small institute, it's very flexible in terms of what you can do and what you cannot. And so, for example, one of the things which I really benefited from is creating reading courses specific to what I wanted to read. So I knew there were some professors who I wanted to go and discuss with and talk to and learn from. But then those courses were not, I mean, being offered in that year, and so I went to them, spoke to them, requested them, and then me and a few other students, we had reading courses. So we developed the courses. We requested the professor to teach us, and courses there are not all courses are. I mean, but this is probably later during bachelor's or in masters. They are not all lecture and exam based. Some of them are maybe a bit. If it's some very specialized subject, you may be asked to read a paper and then present it. So that is a training which very few places I feel have provide to students, and so these are where things I really benefited from. So maybe I don't know, maybe I'm not sure if I've answered your
Yeah,
question
completely. And I
satisfactorily.
completely agreed with you. Like the point you mentioned for the first part of the question, like on the if I have a love of math, then I have to go. Like when I go in rural sector and I saw that the students who love math, they thought that they're doing the school book and adding some one or two reference book. They are working on that. They are thinking they are based on that. But if you love math, then explore the math. Like there are many the exams like Olympiad. There's a good book like Mathematics Today. Explore the outside of the world, outside of your world, what is happening. Know that thing. If that attracts you, then you really love math. That is the good thing you mentioned. Another point on CMI, and if you go any institute like CMI, ISI, IIT, ISAT, that is the beauty of that education. Like always, if you go by the campus, in that atmosphere, you always find that productive thing. Always people are thinking about new idea. Always they are discussing in a productive manner. If you discuss a simple movie, they also discuss in a productive manner. So that is a great thing. That is the great vibe. That is the great thing to take from any institute, any good institute, any premier institute. It is a great thing. So now you have already mentioned many things. Like on that second, in continuation on that, I want to know about the, suppose I am in CMI, and in CMI or any institute, any high rank institute, if you go, there are lots of opportunities. There are lots of informations are available there. But I have only 3 years. I have to choose them properly. Then how to leverage there? We have lots of information, lots of opportunities. How to leverage that to get a great result?
So I mean, I have heard this from someone that it's okay to be not very sure about what you want to do. And when you are doing your bachelor's, I would say just explore and keep exploring. And an institute is not just made by the buildings, it's the people there. And is there's a lot of things, not just the building and the facilities, and it's the people. So make good friends and learn from your friends, seniors, juniors, peers. Learn, talk to people, talk to your professors. uh, you will probably have a very good library and internet connection, and you won't have to worry about uh, food and basic necessities like electricity, and because you will probably be staying in a hostel where you will have most of the necessities. Take care of your mental health. That is very important. uh, Make sure you're making good connections with people and making good friends. Take care of your health. That is really important. And I mean, facilities and institutes are there. Prioritize on taking care of yourself. That is what I would say. And keep exploring. I mean, I mean, nobody has one right answer. Something that worked for me may not work for someone else. uh, uh, but you know most of these institutes have very good libraries, internet, the access to very good journals, be it online, be it in print. uh, just I mean, one of the things which I used to do was, if I had a sometime I had a break, I would just go to the library and randomly pick a book of some subject which I knew nothing about, and just go to the just open a page in the middle and then try and see if I can find some I don't know, I can understand anything really. It was a fun activity I did. But I mean, just go around, and your friends probably are, there are often at these institutes, a lot of specialized courses are being offered. A lot of you know it's a lot of these institutes are places where a lot of people are coming and going, and experts from all around the world are visiting. Talk to them if possible, and if you like someone, I mean, maybe once you are a bit more sure about what you want to do in terms of your career, be it research, be it industry, you will have people. Or even if you do not have people in those institutes who might specifically know or be interested in what you want to do, they can connect you with people. So build on those connections. Once you are slightly more sure about how you want to proceed forwards in the next few years, build on those connections, uh, interact with them, learn from them, have conversations, and then they will probably tell you. And whenever you see an opportunity, do try and recognize that this is an opportunity and take it and move forward. Yeah. I mean, I guess my answer is very vague. I'm not.
Yes.
I don't know if
No, your answer and your points are very important and very insightful. And I completely agree with you. Like just in when we are in BS, we are graduation. We just completed our HS, and we are just starting with a new subject. So when you are starting with a new subject, and that 3 year is the primary year to know more about the subject, to grow more love on the subject. So explore more and more and know what is your pure love. And there are within math, and there are many more things. So that is a great thing. Like not in math, in every subject it is true.
No, yeah, I just wanted to mention one more thing. All of us, when I mean, I would assume the listeners of your viewers, have a love for the subject that they are interested in. It is important to work hard. Working hard is, that's the bare minimum. But also, do not burn out in the process, because you don't want to get to a state where you become bitter, where you start hating it because of you are burning out. So I would really stress on this: take care of yourself as well. It is very important. So when you are in college, make friends, enjoy those moments, and make sure that you are taking good rest and getting good sleep and taking care of your mental health. And this is something I feel, especially in undergrad, I certainly did not realize this for a long time. And this is something I want to mention, because often in a lot of colleges, students are really working hard because that is how it is, right? Because in 11, 12, you're preparing for entrances, you're working an enormous number of hours. I feel amazed at the amount of hard work I did. Thinking back now, it is very important to, because your career, like, slowly after finishing your undergrad, it's not a short sprint. It's not one entrance exam that you clear and then you get to the next thing. It's not a sprint, it's not a 100-meter race, it's going to be a marathon. So take proper care of yourself. That is something I would like to stress while you are doing your bachelor's and master's and whatever. Take proper care of yourself. Yeah. And do not, so that you don't start hating the thing that you love.
Okay, right. And okay. Now I want to know that like you are mentioning earlier that you did in MS, you did 1 year in CMI and then you ship it to Paris. So can you explain little bit on that? How can I do that? Like 1 year MS in CMI and then another year in Paris.
So, so this is actually quite it's not very common, the kind of route that I took. It was very uncommon. And so I may be wrong, but the way I understand the French system, like within France, I think there are several universities where you can do the first year of your master's, get a first year of master's degree, and then move to a different university and do a second year of master's. And then get a second year of master's degree from there. So you can do an M1 and M2, how they say it. So you can do your M1 somewhere and then move to a different place for M2. Okay. The second point is very few places in France or Europe in general have scholarships for masters. So and I was really lucky that around that time there was a professor from University Paris-Est, where I did my second year of M2 from. He was visiting CMI and he mentioned about this just around that time, and that only happened in that year. And so he mentioned about this program, and one of my professors, who was a visiting professor from France, and he was visiting CMI, mainly Institute of Mathematical Sciences. So students at CMI can interact with people at IMSc, take classes there and so on. So he was a French, he was a professor in France and University of Bordeaux, Xavier Viennot. And he told me, yeah, maybe this is a good opportunity for you and you should go there. And there are a lot of people. So I am interested in this area called combinatorics. More specifically enumerative and algebraic combinatorics. And he said that this is a great place for you and perhaps you can apply and try going there. And so I did, and I went there and did my M2 there. So it's not a common thing. There are very few master's programs which are funded, very few, much lesser are the number of M2 degrees. There is one by some other, so there are many universities in Paris, I don't remember, but there's also this other one called MPRI, if I remember correctly, but I may be mistaken. So there's that, and a few other places which have an M2 degree. So it just happened that I got the right information at the right time, and I had the right people around me to push me and tell me, oh, why don't you try this out? So yeah.
And for that you have to attend random seminars to get that information.
Yeah. But by then I was actually, I had, so, Xavier Viennot, Professor Xavier Viennot, who I consider as one of my gurus, I was already attending his classes for 2 years. And so, yeah, I mean, I have to try out different things and then figure out, oh, this is what I want to do. So, yeah.
And for that, do we need that GRE process that we have to clear, or we can direct?
No. Okay. So this particular University Paris-Est, they have they have this program under this lab called Labex-Bézout. So under the French mathematician, and so usually departments in France are called labs, or maybe I'm not sure what is a lab. Maybe lab is smaller than a department. It's like a group of people working in a similar area. And Labex-Bézout was like a combination of few different labs from University Paris-Est. By the way, University Paris-Est's name has changed, so now it's University Gustave Eiffel. Gustave Eiffel being the creator of the Eiffel Tower. Okay. So now the name has changed. So it's a big university with several smaller universities affiliated to it. And Labex-Bézout was like computer science and math departments of various different universities under this umbrella university of University Paris-Est, and they were associated to Labex-Bézout, and they have a master's M2 program every year, and you can apply for it. You don't need GRE. You won't need any of the standardized tests, but you do need a letter of recommendation. You need a CV, and you have to send that and you have to apply for it. So that's in summer every year. And you can either be a student of mathematics or computer science. So I was doing my master's in computer science at that point. And then I moved there, and technically my degree is in computer science now, but even though I took a lot of maths and computer science courses. Yeah.
Oh. Great. Now we will go to like you also run a web magazine which is Gonit Sora. So please tell us about that magazine.
Right. So Gonit Sora is a joint effort of many people. So Gonit Sora, Gonit means mathematics, and Gonit Sora. So Sora comes from Assamese word Bat Sora. Bat Sora is like a path leading to a house. So Gonit Sora means the path to mathematics in some sense. So it's a joint effort. So it's a web magazine that was started more than 10 years now, in 2012, by uh, Manjul Pratim Saikia, and who is currently researcher at Cardiff University in UK, Dr. Manjul Pratim Saikia, and Pankaj Jyoti Mahanta, who is based in Lakhimpur in Assam. And so Manjul was then a bachelor student, if I remember correctly, and Pankaj was a master student. And they started this endeavor as a web magazine. So it's a bilingual website. So there is an English section and an Assamese section. So there are articles coming in, maths articles coming in English and in Assamese. And then, but then we have also done, so I have been associated close to almost since the start of this big project. And so we have in the 10 years, we have done various different things, organized seminars, webinars. So during COVID lockdowns, we were organizing like a seminar every week, almost every week. And then it's gradually decreased to once a month and so on. And now it has stopped. We have taken interviews with various mathematicians, including Fields medalists and Turing awardees and Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar awardees and so on. So in fact, one of the first interviews I took was of James Maynard, who got the Fields Medal this year. So this was, I think, 2014 or 15. I was a first year BSc student at that time in CMI. So it's a, now for some time I have become, I mean, I've been a bit busy with my PhD here, and so I haven't been as involved over the past 1.5 years or so. But yeah, it's a project that's been going on for quite some time, and we do take a look at our website. Now it's not just a web magazine, but we also organize other things. So Manjul is actually going to teach a summer course on partitions, and so we also sometimes take interns to do various, I mean, maybe somebody might want to read something and then at the end of it write an article for Gonit Sora, and so we have several different kinds of things that we try and do. So yeah, do visit the website. We have a YouTube channel where you can find recordings of our interviews, past webinars, and so on.
Okay, and I will add in my description, but I will add that link of that website and also the YouTube videos. And I also go through the channel, and I think this is a very helpful and very interesting to the students of mathematics, the lover of mathematics, I would say.
Thank you.
Thank you, and great initiative from you guys.